What is going on YouTube? Chris here, ironcoregyms.com. Today we're talking about what it takes to have a big bench press. I started lifting in 2001, my first competition. Bench press 135 pounds. I was a freshman in high school. My biggest bench press to date, raw, no bench shirts or anything like that, is 435 pounds. I have been doing this a long time, obviously over 20 plus years. I've been around the strongest guys in the world, no questions asked with that one there. Top 5, top 3 guys in every weight class. There'd be multiple times throughout a month that you'd actually be in the same gym as those guys, learning from them and seeing what it takes to get strong. Having been in business for, it'll be 14 years in May coming up here, and really taking a back seat to powerlifting. You know, my powerlifting training used to be 100%, Westside Conjugate System. Mondays we would do our max effort lift, squat, deadlift. Wednesday would be our dynamic bench day. Thursday would be our dynamic deadlift, squat day. And then the only thing that never changes is our max bench on Saturdays. So the way I've changed and the way I've structured my training over the years now is more of a bodybuilding style during the week. And then my Wednesday lifting, I could not do dynamic benching anymore with the bands or the chains. My elbows were shot. Inside, outside elbow. Oh, just brutal. And I'd be having elbow sleeves on, elbow straps on, and this would take months to rehab and go through. I didn't ever stop lifting, but it was back and forth to the therapist to get treatment done. And I was like, they gotta be doing something different here. Like I said, the science, all that blah, blah, blah. Get it. This is all my opinion on what has worked for me. So, I had shoulder surgery in 2009, shaved the AC joint down. Not a major surgery, but during that surgery, I had a little complication with the nerve that connects to your serratus was nicked, and I had a winged scapula. So for probably almost 4 or 5, 10 years, awful. Just muscle recruitment, the therapies, the chiropractors, everything. Just, I always tell everybody, go and see every therapist in the area before you go and get surgery, because it is not worth getting surgery and taking advantage of, having this minor surgery of 6 to 8 weeks, you'd be good to go. And I mean, to this day, I can still tell it's there a little bit, but I will forever be grateful to going out and seeing the therapists in our area here. So the way I structure things now, we still wave our bands, our chains, the fat bars, the football bars, the camber bars, incline, decline, flat, floor press, all different variations of reverse bands, regular bands, and kind of seeing where we're weak at and tracking these things and going through like little mini cycles. So I want to say back in June, I probably took an entire month off of benching because of a delt injury, and came back, I want to say the beginning of September maybe, and my raw bench was at 385. We ran a 2-month cycle of dumbbells. So we would do our max lift. We would not be doing slingshots. It would be a max lift, boom, work up to heavy single with bands. Next week might be chains, like next week might be boards. And then we went right to our dumbbells. So the way we wave the dumbbells, and this is going off of, Saturday I maxed my bench 405. So you figure 20 pounds in a little over a month and a half of training. Week 1 of the dumbbells, we were doing sets of 12 reps with, pick a weight. For example, I probably did maybe 70, 75, 80, maybe 85. I would have to look at my book. And then say I went up to 90, I got it for 10. That is where I'm done with the dumbbells for today. The next week we'd come in, instead of starting at 70, I start at 75, 80, 85, 90 for 10, 95s for 10, 100s for 10. Go up from there. Next set, say 7 or 8. Boom. Shut it down. Following week, week 3 was sets of 8. Same thing there. Instead of starting at 70, 75, might be 80, 85, 90, 95, maybe 110, 115. And then the next week is sets of 6. That might be starting at 100 pounds, 105, 110. I think we ended up at like 145 or 150s for like 3 or 4 reps. Having talked to Bill Crawford, the mastermind behind the Metal Militia, he was real big on building that overall brute strength with dumbbells. So I was like, you know what? I want to make this fun. So that was week 1 through 4. Then week 5 through 9, we did incline. So we did the same setup with incline. Last week, I think it ended with 115s for 3, which is a huge PR for me. And then we max benched on Saturday, 405. And that is not feeling up to 110%. I got some minor things going on in my body, but I got strong and I increased. So what I'm trying to say on these guys here is go out and get it done. Set a program, 2 months, crush the weight. During the week I hit back on a day, I hit shoulders and a little bit back. Wednesdays I do the bamboo bar. I do some dumbbells with the bands hooked up to them. I might do some instability work on, I forget what that ball is. I have one of those Bosu ball things, but it's the longer TerraCore maybe. Doing that, and then just hitting some upper back work. And then Thursdays used to be like a shoulder day, an upper back day, all arms. Heavy triceps, heavy bicep work, just feeling good, getting as much blood as possible into that muscle, just getting strong. And there you go, 20-pound increase in your bench. Probably had more in the tank, but I was very, very happy with hitting that, considering the circumstances of the way life has been lately, the way my body's been lately, and just understanding sometimes when we're feeling good, you gotta ride that wave. The game plan was hit sets of 2. Got up to 365 for 2. When Bill came down, I hit 385, so I was like, well, let me hit 390. Hit that for 1. And I was like, you know what? Let's go for it. Put it on, crushed it. So that is the program I'm running. Strength-wise, how do I prepare my body and mind? I see guys fail all the time with going heavy on the bench. And the number one thing is our form breaks down. And the number 2 thing is it's our mindset of what we have going on in our brain. I can see guys picture perfect bench 315, put on a heavier weight, and the form goes awful. The mind goes, and it's like, I want to hit this. Well, I get you want to hit it, but as soon as you handle that weight, your body's like, you're not prepared for it. So it's that time under tension, preparing your body for those moments. I've handled 400. I've handled 500. I've handled 6. I think at one point I handled maybe 700 pounds off boards of some sort of band setup with a shirt on. My central nervous system can handle whatever I throw at it. But I've also learned how to stay tight and how to stay strong in all instances of the bench press. And that's just repetitious. That is consistency. And that is just the over and over and over of just learning how to stay strong in those moments there. So, you guys got any questions on that? Please feel free to hit me up. You guys can all get strong. You guys can all increase that bench. I can promise you that. But if you don't have it going on up here in the head, you will stick with your 225 until you can finally get over your hump in the head of saying, I can do this, and preparing the mind for that battle. So, all right, YouTube, if you guys have not, make sure you guys subscribe, like, do all that crazy cool stuff there. I love putting up these videos for you guys. If you need anything, let me know.